Hey, hello everyone. My name is Hugo. It's really nice to be here. I, I'm one of the co-founders of Speak, and I'll be very brief. I just want to let you know, what do we do, and it's actually very simple. We connect migrants, refugees, and locals living in the same city through language and culture exchange experiences. Basically, we use the need or motivation that people have to learn a language as a bait to put people together in informal environments, and we tap in a methodology that basically makes sure that we have a high probability of creating relationships of trust, loyalty, support, and friendship. Um, how does it work? People sign up to learn or to help others learn a language. So we are organized in groups of language. So, for example, here Xavi can be in the Portuguese group on Wednesdays, but on Monday maybe he can be the buddy of Catalan and help other people learn the language. The methodology is through games and dynamics, and yeah, and that's basically it. So first we actually measure how people create a support network that works. So we did some studies and understood that when we have a friend, we are almost with the same level of access to opportunities as a local. Um, it's like a no-brainer that when we have a friend and we can like ask, can you take care of my children, or I'm comfortable enough to share my struggles, or or like ask simple questions like where to buy cheap and quality food, or where can I like rent a place, or can you be a sponsor, or help me translate this CV. So that's what we measure, and this year for the first time we are actually measuring as well how people make progress language learning wise. So until today we didn't have levels with goals of language acquisition. This year we are starting to have that, so we'll measure that on as like a second goal for us. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. This is not easy. Okay, this is not easy with the masks, but we will try. So here in Ericeira, we have Speak Ericeira since January. We have already some language groups and introduce culture to many people. We have a phone ringing. Okay, someone wants to come to the event, probably. So, and we already did some events and trying to introduce people in a local community. Some of the people that join us in Speak in Ericeira are already friends. We are growing some roots here. We are helping each other, even local people who are learning mostly English. And also the people that are not from here are learning Portuguese, and introduce in our rules, in our roots. Basically, we've been a little, not stopped it, but we did like a break because the pandemic. But now we will restart with this event, and another ones are coming, and you are more than welcome to join us. So today, we are here to talk about digital nomads and how they integrate themselves in a new city. And I will start with Gonçalo. Can you please say a few words about yourself?
I can try.
So noisy.
Yes. So, hello. A few words about myself. My name is Gonçalo. I'm actually a remote work consultant, which basically means I help companies to implement remote work and to grow through remote work, which really helps because I work remotely and I can travel the world with that excuse. I am a digital nomad for 2 years now. I've been most of the time in Asia before the pandemic came, and now I'm stuck in Portugal for a while. And I'm tired of it, and I'm going away tomorrow, actually. Don't tell anyone. But yes, like I'm a digital nomad. I usually stay around 2 months in each place. I prefer Asia. I love co-working spaces. I talk a lot about digital nomadism. I talk a lot about remote work, so you have a lot of time to hear me speaking about it. And that's pretty much it, I guess.
Okay,
That's a lot of information already. Don't have time for more.
So you want me to present Xavi? So our other guest is Xavi. He's a digital nomad as well as a speak volunteer. So I would like him to share a bit with you and present himself. Okay, Xavi?
Well, hello everybody. My name is Xavi. I'm from Barcelona, and well, I mean, Hugo and Gonzalo, they play in another division. They have like big projects. The only thing I do is like, well, I work from home, but I consider myself digital nomad. I arrived here in November, and I'm specialized. I started with digital content, like managing blogs for companies and writing content 3 years ago now, and then I moved a little bit into SEO and website design, and now these three things are actually like my key business, and yeah, basically I was in Spain like working from home, and I found myself like in the position of like finding a new flat, and I said, you know, like really logic. I say like, okay, if I need to find a new flat, I will just go to another country, and then I just packed my stuff. I came here, and I decided like, look, if I like the place, I'm gonna stay. And since November, I'm here. So yeah, that's it. But basically, to make it short, like I do websites based 90% on WordPress. I work, and SEO, which is like helping people and companies rank better on Google when they want to rank a business, basically.
Thank you.
No. Okay. Before we start with the digital nomad, I would like Marisa to explain to us the activity of Speak Ericeira and how can we help you on all the stuff you need, informations and everything. And afterwards, we will give the word to this expertise that you invited. Okay?
So, if you want to join, some of you already been with us. You can go to the website speak.social. Also, our Facebook, Speak Ericeira, and our Instagram, speak.ericeira. We are always around and happy to help you. Basically, we have, as who already share a little bit, our model. We have people who do like sharing the idioms, like with buddies, with teaching, but we are not a school. It's like a really informal way. We have the participants who are learning a language, and also the ambassadors of events. Have Xavi also did it before, and Sarah is helping also in this one, and many other people, has Luisa and some there you already know. And you are more than welcome to come, to share your ideas, and also be part in the state you feel, okay? So, about the questions to you guys, I will start to ask you what motivates you to go from city to city? What's your principal motivations? Who wants to answer?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
These two guys.
You are the global truckers.
Well, for me, I mean, when I think about it, I've never lived like more than 2 years in the same place. I mean, since like 2005, actually, I've been like moving around like all the time. I went to Barcelona, then I went on Erasmus, then I went back, then I went to England, then I went back, then I've been always like that. So for me, it's I don't know, it's kind of natural. So probably, yeah, that means like next year I'm not gonna be here. I don't know. But yeah, and for myself, it's like I don't know. I find myself like after a few months or like a couple of years, I find myself like like stuck, and I need to like learn new things and do different things to keep it going, like to find it interesting, because otherwise I just get bored of it. So yeah, I don't know. Some people like to be like in the same place, like, and you know, like live there kind of like permanently. But for me, I don't know. It's been like this like since like the last like probably 15 years, I may say. So yeah, that's it. I mean, what motivates me, like basically like meeting new people and meeting like new learning languages. I like languages a lot, and yeah, learning about new ways of understanding life. I mean, just in every country and in every even in the same country, in different areas of the same country, you can find like different ways of living, and I like to know about them. Like, that's it.
Thank you.
Actually, it's a very similar story, so there is that. Well, when I was in school, I was always bored to be in the same school more than 2 years. And I was always curious, how is to be in that school instead? So I moved to that school. And then, that school looks actually better. And I did this since I'm 13 years old as well. And when I was 18, I decided, Porto has Francesinhas, I should move to Porto. So I went to Porto. Francesinhas were great, the city was okay, it was in 2008, so it was still okay, now it's amazing. Then I got bored in Porto, there was nothing to do, too much cold. I decided to go to Algarve instead, because it was not cold, basically. I got bored, I went to Aveiro, you see the story, right? I get bored in places. Then I decided to try Germany, I was getting bored of Portugal, and Germany was okay, but Poland looks better and cheaper. So I was like, nah, since I'm in Poland, better to be in Asia. I don't know. But yeah, my main motivation is actually people. I travel for community, I travel for meeting people. That's the only reason why I travel, and that's the reason why I'm in Ericeira, because I like this digital nomad community. I like these people, they are very special. The people who drop the status quo and they embrace in the journey where nobody will understand them, because my mother has no idea what I do in life. No idea, forget it. My family want me to buy a house and buy a car. I have nothing, I just have a computer. So they don't understand, and being able to live against the status quo is actually something that at least proves that you will not just follow it. And I love to meet this community. When I go to places like Ericeira, like Lisbon, like Bali, like Thailand, I meet this community, and they are always special. I have friends everywhere, and it's actually a small community, you'll be surprised. After 1 year, you know pretty much everyone around. And yeah, I travel for people, and these entrepreneurs, these people changing the world, trying to create digital nomad visas for everyone. That's the reason why I travel.
So as a digital nomadist, what you feel about social integration? Even if you stay in a short period in some place, it's important to you to feel integrated, to feel part of this place. Who wants to answer?
I want to know their answers. Like, what are the challenges?
No, I go first because you always
Yeah.
answer what I want
They
to
are
say.
shy.
So for me, it's very, very important, to be honest. So I do a couple of things every time I arrive to one place. I join a co-working space because there is a community. If possible, I join the co-living space, and I join or CrossFit or beach volleyball, again, because there is a community. And by doing that 3 things, I already have 3 social structures when I arrive to the place, of people that are already there, that already know around, that if I need a restaurant to go there. And that's my main strategy. Every time I arrive to one place, CrossFit, co-working space, or co-living, or beach volleyball, and then I'm ready. One thing I'm learning more and more is that there is these cool associations trying to give back to the local communities. One of them is Nomads Giving Back. Not sure if you heard about them. It's from Tarek, another digital nomad, surprising. And yeah, they are creating this project where nomads will give back to the community. It can be simple things like, imagine this is from a local person, a very small restaurant, and just bring 50 nomads that will spend a lot of money here just having a party, or more important things like changing a neighborhood and painting everything. It can be one of those, but they're always giving back to the community. And this is what I feel now in the Nomad community. We want to give back more, and I think this will be the new normal in the future.
What was the question? I don't know.
What do you struggle the most when moving to a new city? What do you struggle on?
What do I struggle the most? No.
It's important for you
What's
to
important
feel
for me?
integrated in
That's,
society.
yeah.
For me to feel integrated and like for me it's everything about like learning or not learning but speaking a little bit like the local language. That makes a huge difference, even if it's like a few words. Like if locals like notice that you are like trying to like go next to them, like in a in an idiomatic from an idiomatic point of view, that kind of like helps a lot, because like then they're like you're struggling to like not struggling, but you're trying to integrate yourself, and they are like more willing to help you. So for me, that's the most basic thing. I arrived here in November without speaking any Portuguese, and there in like in I don't know, in 2 weeks I was in Loja do Cidadão in Mafra for doing my stuff, trying to speak in Portuguese, in really bad Portuguese, but they did everything for me in 30 minutes, which is like, I don't know, I'm not sure if they were like willing to do the same if I was there like speaking in Spanish or in English. So for me that's the basic, and then like do activities, do a lot of, like Gonzalo say, do a lot of things. Like it doesn't matter if it's like dancing salsa or like or whatever. It's like do whatever and meet like a lot of people, and then like obviously like some people will stay around and some other people will just go because you don't get along with them, but that's okay. I mean, at least you get the chance of like like meeting a lot of new people, and then you get your own cycle. That for me that's the most important. And as well, like you can find that through sport. So that's any kind of a sport, like that's gonna help you like to get your balance, to rest better, to be less stressed about like I'm a new place and how I manage myself here and everything. And at the same time you are meeting people. So that's it's kind of what you say. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Eu acho que devias perguntar se alguém tem uma questão da assistência. Yeah.
Also, I understand that you guys go more face to face and try to do some activities like sports and meet people. But also, are you trying to ask like government services or some associations, trying to introduce yourself in that places? Or also trying to do it online with some apps like Facebook groups. He told me more or less about it before, but we have many options, some apps. Do you use it?
For me, yeah. Well, go.
No,
first,
now you
yeah.
go first.
He was like,
Yeah, actually, Facebook groups. I was surprised that they work really well here. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Facebook before, to be honest. I was kind of, I don't know, just I was using that as a birthday remember, like that's it. But here it worked really. I mean, you write Ericeira and it appears like 15 different groups of expats and room sick and whatever. I mean, it's like really, it's really big. So I never used that before, but here it's like, I just got a lot of. For me, it was really useful, and yeah.
any other app?
Nothing else, to be honest. Like.
Instagram, like Speak app, Speak website, for example.
No, I was like trying. Since I arrived here, I was trying to get rid a little bit of the phone and just go real. But then the COVID came, and I was like, okay, what I'm doing now. But I was like, that was. I was about like more doing activities and stuff and asking around. Asking you, for example, when we met each other, okay, how you do this in Portugal? How do you manage this? How you? Just asking local people. But here the Portuguese, like the Facebook groups, they are big, and they were helpful for me. Like it's a big community.
I usually find everything through Google Maps. So like I write CrossFit Ericeira and it appears sometimes, most of the times. So I don't use it so much to find people. I use it to find the places to go to meet people. I think my gatekeepers and the persons who are always opening the cities to me are the co-working managers, always. When I go to co-work, there is a team of people there, community managers, and they are always the ones that, for example, we arrived to Chiang Mai in Thailand, and there was this big party, it's called Songkran, where everybody goes to the street with a water gun, and they're just throwing water to each other during 3 days. It looks fun, for the second day it's like, okay, it's Saturday, but screw this. But we are alone, we don't know how this works. So we ended up, in the first day we arrived to Chiang Mai, in the huge truck, with like more 20 people throwing out water to everyone, like having a blast out of nowhere. And this was just because the owner of the co-working space set up everything for us. We didn't know anything about Chiang Mai. I was totally lost in Chiang Mai already. It was our first day. We were just shooting water away everyone. It was so cool. So yeah, my gatekeepers are always the co-working spaces. At least most of the times. When there is no co-working spaces, I suffer a little bit more.
I have one question. Xavi, you talked us about Loja do Cidadão. Is it important to have legal support while you are in the country for, let's say, a couple of months? Do you need any kind of legal support? Do you need the country to give you any kind of support, like health, like insurance, like taxes? I believe you will pay taxes wherever you receive it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like obviously about taxes. I mean, you gotta pay taxes. Everywhere in the world, unless you go to Cayman Island, you're gonna be paying taxes. So
I think Gonzalo have another opinion about it. So.
I mean, I like I don't know. I'm not. I like to pay taxes. You know, I want the roads like to be like okay, and like you know, I like hospitals and this kind, especially now. So yeah, it's like I don't. You know, I like taxes. So what I would. Seriously, what I would like is someone. Seriously, what I would like to find when I go to a new place is like someone that is telling me how to pay them properly, because like sometimes it's even like really painful to do that in your home country. So imagine like going to somewhere which is like okay. So yeah, I would like some like institutional help would would make a big difference, I think, for many people. Like yeah.
So
I manage to do everything by myself, and asking around and asking like some people that they're living here like since a few years ago, and they okay, how you did that and blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean it's just creating a PDF, you know, from the Câmara da Municipal. They make a PDF and they explain you how to do it, and it's nothing like I don't know. It's nothing. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
So, yeah, could be like yeah.
I want to do the question a bit more deeply. Do you feel the places where you've been before, do you feel that the governments are awake to these questions and they have already some places or some line where you can call or
Support
where
line.
you can go, like support line, yeah, to help in this, or you didn't find it? I don't know, like, I mean here, I know that they have in Mafra, they didn't have like a big thing, but they start a support. It's just a really short department, but they have already a help to migrants, not specific to the digital nomads. They need to be registered as a resident or in a process too. But I mean, as a digital nomad, you don't stay for long, and sometimes you don't have time to do this, right? You feel that it's important to have a place where you can go?
Yeah, for me, yeah. Yeah, for me it is actually. I come from Spain, and in Spain, it's really painful. I mean, for me it was really easy to manage everything here. In Spain, it's so painful. It's really painful. Yeah.
Even worse.
You need like Internet Explorer version 6, which is like from 2010. Otherwise, the website is not working, and finally at the end you're just paying someone for doing it. But here it's like way easier. I mean, the website it's about like doing facturas and stuff. It's like it's really great. Seriously, it's really great. Don't go to Spain. Don't try to do that by yourself. It's like no, seriously.
I have a cool story about Spain. I can
So yeah, it's like. But yeah, just the process it's easy, but some like help would be nice. How to do it? Like once you learn, it's like anything else.
Not just about how to say this financial part and
Uh-huh.
taxes. I mean, in general, if you need some help, some support with culture, with the rules, with law, with insurance,
Yeah, specific things I
with
just
the
yeah.
language, everything.
I just ask to locals basically. Yeah. When it comes to when it comes to these kind of things, maybe it's better to like just okay, you are Portuguese, okay, come here. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
And you yourself?
I don't think that question is for digital nomads, to be honest. Digital nomads stay for a shorter period, most of them, like myself. So I stay for 2 months. The only thing I do is tourist visa, and I go
Just
away.
this.
Yeah.
That's just that. So I think that makes sense for remote workers who want to relocate for a country. That's why I don't take care of taxes. I don't have to do nothing. I'm there as a visitor for most countries that don't have digital nomad visas yet. Yeah, most of them are working on it. I have a cool story from Spain because a friend of mine in Spanish, he was telling that story in the conference in Bali, running remote, and he's Spanish and he was traveling around Europe, and he had a company based in Spain, and a linea from a law changed, so he had to go back to Spain to go to the finances, to just put a signature and go back. And I was like, when? What? Oh, last year. And I was like, 2019, really? That's fun. So I decided to open a company in Estonia. Why Estonia? Because in Estonia, everything is online. And if you think Portugal is good, dude, Estonia. Like, the only thing that you are not doing online in Estonia is the certification of death and married. Everything else you do online. Everything else you can imagine. Everything.
Electronic
No,
visa.
marriage.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have
Marriage,
e-visa. You do
marriage,
everything.
cannot.
You cannot just marriage and die, basically.
Okay.
Sorry.
You cannot die online.
No, you cannot die online. You have someone else to take you there and sign the papers for you. But they are working on it for sure. So that's also the first country to have a digital nomad visa is also Estonia. And that's the reason I have my company there. But for remote workers, for people that are moving to Portugal, it's very different. That help is very needed. In Lisbon, there is a support network because there is Nomadas, there is a lot of talks in Salina and other spaces. But outside Lisbon, Porto, Ericeira, I don't see that support so strong like it is in Lisbon because there is much more people in Lisbon, of course. So I think for people moving here, remote workers moving to Portugal, and I would leave digital nomads out of this equation, that makes sense. And there is more and more people, more and more remote workers moving to Portugal, and they need help.
Yeah.
That's my case. Yeah.
That's you.
Okay, this question is more for you, Gonçalo, because I know that when you arrived in Ericeira, you tried different co-workings here, right? Do you feel that Ericeira is prepared to the people who are arriving here? Because we have more and more people coming every day. I mean, people, digital nomads, of course, and remote workers. You think the places we already have here, like co-working, co-living, some hostels that have more or less spaces?
Those not. Just kidding.
And, sorry. And give your advices that what you think it's important to have in these places to help the remote workers.
Sure.
Thanks.
So the reason I came here, I was living in Lisbon before because like COVID got me there. I really didn't want to stay there, but there was this thing, and as soon as I could, I moved to Ericeira. And the reason why is that remember the event I was speaking at Salina, I think in March when I think we met there, and there was this event on Salina. Like I heard about Ericeira before, I didn't came here since I was like 12, and when I was at that event, I remember to walk around to visit Salt co-working space and thought, oh cool, there is a co-working space. Oh, by the way, this is the only Salina in the world. This is the worst Salina in the world. I can say, I'm an ambassador for Salina, I can say this. This is the worst. The others are much better, trust me. But yeah, there is a co-working space, and Mariana is amazing, and they're creating a really cool community there. I know Sonago is also creating a cool co-working space. They have the co-living. It was also at the same event. And the thing that attracts me here is I like to be around foreign people. So in Lisbon, during the lockdown, and there is too much stress, I didn't enjoy it. And in Ericeira, I found this community, and you see here, there is a really cool community in Ericeira of expats, digital nomads, locals, everyone kind of in the same vibe. So what do I need to be happy? Co-working space? Check. Cool livings, I love Selena, even this is the worst, but I love them and it's okay. I don't like hostels, and I think I don't yet trust hostels because there's a lot of party people and I need to work. I wake up at 7, they go to bed at 7. There is a mismatch there. But there is some really trying to push with digital nomads, and I'm very curious to see where they are going. You have great cafes here. The best coffee, I'm a little biased, is Deer Rose. It's amazing. Have you tried Deer Rose coffee? Insane. It's so good. Really, have you been there?
Yeah, Dear Rose.
Deer Rose. There was another coffee there. It's in the city center, right on the city center. Yes, it's from 2 Brazilians now. They just open. The coffee comes from Brazil. It's roasted in Portugal. It's so good. And there is 2 more that green is good. So there is fancy food for digital nomads. We like fancy food. I don't know why. We like to spend money. So there is that. There is beach. There is a lot of surf. There is a lot of activities. There is CrossFit. I never get bored here. And I think that's what we are looking for. It's community, the right places, and Ericeira is one of the few places in Portugal that actually has everything. And to be honest, it will just explode. I was saying this to Selena. I had a call last week with the head of expansion from Selena. I said, you guys did a big mistake in Ericeira. We're like, what? Ericeira is going to explode. You have no idea. You did a big mistake. This place is way too small. This is the worst Selena we have. And they're like, yeah, we know. We are trying. We figure out they're always full. And Ericeira will explode. We will see more and more remote workers coming here exactly because you have everything. Exactly because you have the co-working, you have the coffees, you have the food, the quality of life, the nature, the surf vibe, the international community, pretty much everything. That's why I'm here. I'll never come here if we didn't have all this.
Xavi, I know that you've been also in Sunago, in Vila dos Gramaus, and many different places working. How is your opinion about these places? What do you think that is good, and what you miss, if you miss something, or what do you think that is good that make you go there? And even other places there you've been.
Yeah, for me, I mostly I mostly work from home, but some days they are like really tough, or just because like you are not concentrated, or for XYZ reason you just don't want to be home, like because it's where you sleep and when you eat, and you don't want to be there all day. So for me, co-working are really important when you have like these tough days where you need to get out and you need to like find motivation. That's really necessary. It's like going to the office. I mean, if you go to one place where you find like more people working, it's like you're getting in the mood of working when you are like not like motivated to do that. So for me, it's for me it's basic. I mean, I'm not going there like every day, but I like to think that I have the option of going there if I want. So for creating a big like digital nomad community, that's basic to have like co-working spaces. Like it doesn't matter if it's like private or public, Ericeira Business Factory or whatever, just somewhere where you can go. I've been even like working in the library, like in the public library here, or in cafes or whatever. But it's really, it's really important to have like
Take a break.
Yeah, to take a break from your own place, because it's like if you do everything there, you are 24 hours inside the house. If you don't get out, especially when you are really busy, you have like a lot of work and you're just eating, sleeping, and working 10 hours in front of the computer without getting out of your place. That's not healthy. So for those days when you're really busy, it's really I really need the any co-working space. Anyone, I don't care, to be honest. I just need to get out of my place. That's really for me that's really important. What I miss from them, actually, I don't know. I mean, the co-working space is like about like having a desk and a chair, and some water and some coffee. I don't need anything else, to be honest. Yeah, it's like that's enough for me. So yeah, I think pretty all of them they're really good. It's kind of a new concept, like maybe everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they will just in 20 years, like the co-workings will have like I don't know, like whatever new things that we don't know now. But yeah, for now, like with the desk, and for me it's enough like this, desk, chair, and some other people working there. That's like and Wi-Fi. That's it.
Good one.
Sarah, do you have any question?
Yes.
If I may.
Yeah.
So I have one question for Xavi, but before I just wanted to reinforce what our friend is Miguel.
Gonçalo. But Gonçalo Miguel, close enough.
She's always calling me Gonçalo. No, I asked.
Yeah.
Anyway. So one of the things we noticed along the time is that people need different things depending on how long they will stay in one place. I also feel like digital nomadas don't fit the criteria of like needing to handle loja do cidadão,
Yeah.
which by the way many times they also don't understand my Portuguese. don't feel that bad.
Okay.
Like for you, of course, like Gonçalo has a really nice way on how to hack my integration process. So like you have a check, co-working space, you have another check, CrossFit community or dance for Xavi, but many people like cross borders with totally different backgrounds and contexts. So actually that was a little bit our idea, and how can we try to create a common goal from like locals and newcomers in a way that we can get people together, because in the end what we know that solve problems is to know the locals, as you were saying, and surprisingly locals can solve problems, the simple ones and the complex ones, and it's really cool. We have there's a study in Portugal. In Portugal we have Centro Local de Apoio ao Imigrante, CLAI, and the way they measure success is by the number of like people that go there and ask questions. So basically the KPI is questions and answers. And there was one study that was done in one city where Speak was starting as a community, and it was amazing to see how a long time as the Speak community was growing, that KPI was going down, and in the end they just closed it because it was not needed. They were paying before someone to be there just answering questions, but those questions were being answered by the community. Like, it's really cool. For you, my question was about like, what is your way of hacking your integration process? You mentioned like salsa before, but like, because there are people that are really outliers and are very good on how to create empathy with others and like icebreakers, and it's amazing how people have like silly strategies sometimes to get to know one another. So that's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Hacking, like, wow, that sounds like hacking. Actually, when I arrived here, I was pretty lucky when I arrived to Ericeira, because basically I was staying with Moa and Jonathan. They have a guest house, co-working, co-living now. I don't know. They're just it's a really nice place. In any case, and to be honest, they were introducing me like to everything in Ericeira, like cheap food.
To the dance.
Moa, Jonathan, cheap food. Wanna come to dance? Yeah, everything. I mean everything. So. For me, it wasn't. I mean, I didn't have to hack anything. It just came like natural, And that was like, I was feeling like really lucky for that. But yeah, if I wouldn't like have them, probably, as we said before, just doing activities, whatever activity it is. And for me, it's really important to speak or try to speak the local language. It doesn't matter if you. That's really, because like people then. Obviously, if you go to Portugal, probably like anybody will be speaking Spanish in my case, and maybe just a few of them will be speaking English. And you cannot expect to them like to speak like in English, because obviously you are in Portugal. So, for me, it's really important to try to speak a few words before arriving. It doesn't matter. When I moved to France, I was living in France 1 year, and I arrived there, and I didn't speak any French. I was like, what I'm doing here? But But yeah, in 1 month I just started speaking and everything changed. Like I was doing my business and I was doing my. It was an Erasmus, but yeah, it was kind of easier, like easier life, let's say. But I was managing myself like really, really easy in the first month, and that was because I was like learning like the language, like the basic one. Just I don't know, 500 words. Like good morning, what time is it? I need to go there. Where is this? Can you help me with that or whatever? And that's it. I mean, then it's like that's my way. I don't know. Maybe Gonzalo's got another one. Everyone is like something like really personal. So that's my way in my case. Obviously in Asia, maybe I don't know.
That's
speak
really good well.
yeah, speak Vietnamese. No, I'm not gonna do that. But
Vietnamese. Oh, hello.
yeah, or Thai. Speak Thai. No, that's not gonna happen.
I know Thai. I know some just 2 words. That's all. It makes you roll this
And
smile.
you know,
a lot,
the best thing I learned in Thailand was okay. Because they always repeat.
But they have no idea what you are saying. They say okay, but they have
Yeah.
no idea. They say yeah.
Yeah, always.
Zero clues. Zero. So how do I hack? It's communities. Like when I moved to Germany, I moved there to work there. And the first thing I did, volleyball, CrossFit. When I moved to Poland, volleyball, CrossFit. It's just the way because you are integrating yourself in a community already. There is a community for CrossFit, there's a community for volleyball, there's a community for dancing, there's a community for people that go out and meet each other every Thursdays. And community is the key for me. The community is the reason why I travel. Again, I travel, doesn't matter, I don't go to Bali because it's beautiful. It is beautiful, but I travel because of the people that are in Bali that are really, really interesting. I'm going to Sende, a village of 10 people, not because it's beautiful, it is beautiful, but there is a digital nomad community there. And so this community is the community that supports me anywhere I go. There is a lot of information pretty much everywhere. And just ask. I go to volleyball, hey guys, where do I go for food now? And they say, yeah, we all go there, eat wurst. We all go eat wurst. You go to Poland, you have vodka in the end of the practice. And just things start to happen when you integrate in these small communities. So again, communities like this one are the key for me for integration. It can be this one, can be another one, but I think all these communities that put people together with social purposes are the key for me and for everyone.
I have a follow-up question. Okay. I just have a follow-up question now, which is related with actually building those meaningful and strong relationships. Because, like here, what I think it's also special in Ericeira, like today, summertime, it's a little bit difficult to see that. But if you are here in December, January, and February, you will notice that majority of newcomers have been here for years. So they stay, and that's very special. The second thing is that the community is very small, which actually has a high probability of being more healthy and nurtured in a better way. But like people complain a lot when moving around the globe that it's very difficult to build like those meaningful relationships and like break the barrier of like many times the shit chat talk and these kind of things. But it's also true that many times you don't need those type of relation. Maybe you can say, oh, like I have my friends at home, or like I have my fiance, or whatever. So I just would like to understand, like when you are there, if you actually try to fit in those communities with people that already have the same type of expectations or not. Because I also been moving around the globe, and sometimes I was very sad because I understood that we had like different expectations on that relationship, and it was very difficult for me. Like I was basically spending my New Year's Eve every year with different people, and that was like kind of a wake-up call. Like it's really nice that night and that moment, but like I would like to build some stories, and so yeah, because you fit the criteria of you move a lot. Like 2 months is really a short period of time.
Yeah.
So I would like to know if you met someone in the way that was like, and if you set the expectation when you are creating those relationships. And like maybe you have the same experience, but when we are like a little bit younger, when I was in Erasmus, like it was super strong experience. This friendship is forever. We'll see each other every year. Like on next year when I was moving again for studies and I was seeing everyone having that type of conversation, I was like feeling so sad for them because that will not happen. Like maybe you are an outlier and you have like one person or two, but like it's super demanding and energy drainer to keep like a strong relationship meaningful that like you can share everything for a long period of time. Yeah. So I would like to know your.
That's a very big question. And I have a very bad memory.
This is perfect. No, let me give you like, I'm not. It's a learning curve. It's not. You don't start great at it. So, and Bali is a great example. We went the first time to Bali. We only did friends in volleyball. That was it. So we were in a co-working space. We moved from co-working space to co-working space. We left with some social infrastructure on volleyball, but that was it. No friends for life. Then we moved around. We went to Chiang Mai. We went to Bangkok. We went to Malaysia. No friends for life. Met some cool people. No real connections. The second time I went to Bali, 6 months later, I knew what I wanted. I knew the places to go. So this time, I went to the best co-working space that fosters the best relationships, and I know you can know like there is Dojo, there is Outpost. Someone went to Bali before? Dojo or Outpost? No. Dojo? The other one, yeah, the shortcut one. That's the other. But they are really good, I heard. But yeah, what you learn is that there is better and there is worse co-working spaces, and so this is the second time I went to, in my opinion, the best co-working space for my type of person. Because I was looking for people that work, professionals, that are making money, that they're not just trying to live the Instagram life. That's Bali, right? That's 80% of Bali. And on Outpost you see much less of this. In Dojo it's only people, not only, but 90% Instagrammers and coaches. And where I was in Outpost, there was CEOs, there was team leaders, there was people actually working 10 hours a day, and they fit my kind of lifestyle. So what happened is that I went to all the events. There is lunches, there is skill sharings, there was Nomads Giving Back was showing a meaningful movie, and actually in the first day we went to a community lunch and we met some people. Then we decided to go out for dinner, like half of them, and we made the strongest relationship. So my conclusion there is that you have to try to find your tribe in every place. Because again, in Kuala Lumpur we haven't found our tribe. We were there, we had fun, we know people. It's okay, they are there, they are kind of business connections. The second time we went to Bali, we met our tribe. So there, some people visited us in Portugal, we went to visit them. When we go back to Bali, we have like a family there already. And it was the same time. I spent 2 months the first time, 2 months the second time. Totally different experiences. So I think it's really trying to find where is your tribe and trying to set expectations. But one thing that you said, and it's very true for my life in the last, since I know myself, is I always spend New Year with different people. Because, and one thing I'm from Portugal, right? And one thing I felt when I arrived here again, I have no friends here. Like, it was so sad to go back to my city, Lisbon. It was like, oh, I have one friend. Where are all the rest people? I have more friends in Bali than in my own city right now, which is insane. And it was sad to spend the New Year's Eve here, and it was like, what the hell? Where is everyone? People left. People are living all over the world, and my tribe is not in Portugal, surprisingly. And it's sad. All the friends that used to be my friends in high school, university, they are kind of all gone. They are not those strong relationships. They are around. But I kind of do the trade-off. It's a trade-off. When you travel, it's very hard to keep the friends. I say the real ones you will keep them around. I have like 3, but I know a lot of people, and I think it's really a trade-off of you can have everything. If you want to have really strong relationships with the same people, you have to stay in the same place with them. That's how it works. That's how humans work, right? And sometimes if you think like this, it's a little bit sad. But the amount of amazing people I met on the way, and to be honest, I learned more in 1 year around Asia than in 5-10 years in one place. So it's that trade-off. You have to accept it. It will not be perfect, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah, in my case, that's why that thing you mentioned, like not being able to create like long-lasting relationship with people. That's why I try to avoid to be like in short periods of time in the same place. I arrive here in November and I'm planning to stay, I don't know, maybe a couple years, maybe 3, maybe forever, I don't know. But I don't like to arrive to one place and just leave in 2 months. I mean, the first time I left Spain, it was 2009, and I went to the UK for working and like learning English and blah blah blah. And I was staying there 3 months, and I had to leave because like my university was starting back, and after 3 months I realized like this is really bad. I was like, now that I know like the good bars and restaurants, that I know like a few people like that I can trust here. I know the bus lines, I know everything about the city. I had to leave. And I was like, okay, if I'm going anywhere else, that's my rule. I mean, if I'm going anywhere else, I'm not going for like less than 6 months now, because that's the way of creating like long-lasting relationships. Otherwise, if you know you're about to leave, like people is less eager to like getting to like know you, because like I don't know, like okay, I meet you now, but yeah, I'm staying here till September. It's like okay, so then we can go for a couple beers, but then probably that I don't know. That's my impression. Maybe that they don't want to lose time in somebody that it's gonna disappear in short time. So that's why I don't travel to one place for like a couple months or 3 months. So
Got it.
yeah, it's like I try to stay there like at least 6 months or even more. Like I've been 2 years. Usually like my average since 2005, it's been 2 years. 2 years changing, 2 years changing, and in 2 years you kind of get like new like relationships, group of friends, and etc. Yeah.
Cool.
I have a question to
It's
myself.
interesting to see these different ways. Also, another thing I like to discuss with you guys. Do you think this movement of people in the world, it's how to say, it's making us lose roots and culture, or it increase the concept of
Global village.
global village? Yeah, thank you. I don't know if your question was related to this or not.
No, I prefer them to answer that.
You understand?
No, that's a big one. You sir.
So the question is, do I feel Portuguese? No. I don't feel Portuguese. I'm sure if you feel like you belong to a place, I used to do, but now I feel like I belong to Europe, but I feel really well all over the place. So I feel like a global citizen, and I see more and more of that. One thing that you learn when you travel is to respect the local culture. The more you travel, the more you learn to respect the local culture. So yes, you are having impact. People are starting to work more remotely. When you go to Bali, actually there is people staying in Bali for 2 years that start to hire locals, and the same will start happening in more places. So you do have an impact. You are having a positive impact by changing your knowledge with the people that are there. But at the same time, myself, I feel like a global citizen. I rarely say I am from Portugal. I was born in Portugal, but I feel more European than anything else right now.
For chance, you was born in Portugal, but it was
Yeah,
just
I
like that.
could have born in Germany, France.
What will happen when you and your girlfriend want to have a family?
The family question. Always the family question. It's always the last one. So,
That's the huge
we have a
one.
plan. We have 2 plans. The first one is stay in one place like Ericeira for 2 years, from 0 to 2 years from the kid, and then keep traveling. Because until the 6 years is kind of pointless
Yes,
where you are.
it is.
And then we will invest in international schools. There is a really good school in Bali called Green School, where you learn spare fish, you learn all this cool stuff. And that's the plan for now, but traveling slower probably. We are targeting 6 months in each place. I think the first years you should travel faster, 2 months in each place. Then you'll start to slow down because you will know the places you love.
Yep.
And when you start to see which places you love, instead of just learning about new places, you will default to Bali, you will default to Playa del Carmen, you will default to Ericeira. And then instead of traveling the world, you'll stay around your favorite places. and you're slowly traveling slow. And yeah, when you have kids, that's the plan. First 2 years, choose a place, Bali, probably, maybe Ericeira, and then we'll see.
Okay, thank you. And you, Charlie?
Kids? No pressure.
No pressure. You have
No
lots of
pressure.
time.
I mean, like, all my friends are, yeah, my WhatsApp groups are all invaded with like baby pictures now, and my family, but yeah, it's like, no, don't. But yeah, about losing roots, like, I don't know, it depends on how you manage to integrate the visitors into your city. For example, if you are able, the locals or like the business, like co-working spaces, for example, or like the people that live here and have businesses here, that if they manage to introduce the local culture into the visitors, that's not going to be lost. I mean, that's probably going to be spreading around the world. But the problem is like when the visitor community just closes up on itself, you know, it's like where okay, let's go to some random place because it's full of like expats, and we just like move around expats all the time. So obviously that's not kind of losing the roots of the place, but maybe that's kind of not getting to know the real culture of the place. So I don't think it's a threat of losing the roots like here in Ericeira or anywhere in the world, but it's kind of sad or kind of like missing to learn something new. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know if it's like this everywhere or not, but that's kind of that's how I see that. If you arrive to a place, being able to like know the real like culture from the local place where you arrive, because sometimes it's like you're just surrounded by the expat community, and it's kind of difficult to get out of it, because that's the easy. Maybe in Asia it's even worse, because like the language is like a big barrier, and it's like, wow, how do I manage like to like, I don't know, to learn about food, which is like these I don't know, like really strange names and stuff. And so here it's kind of easier, but I guess like if you go to Asia or anywhere else, that's tough. So it's about, I think it's not like danger, or like I don't think it's like a threat for local communities, but it's an opportunity if they I don't know, if they put that in place and they put that in value, like local culture and local food and local way of living and etc. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Não, já está a questão.
No, I was just really interesting to hear your thoughts on these. I think as because I'm European, but Europeans many times believe that they do a great work in integration. I think the way I see this is that Europeans work a lot towards assimilation, which is very different from integration. And I actually believe that the US do a way better job in integration, because you can see like culture without attempts of manipulation and assimilation. In the other hand, what I truly believe, like when I was traveling, is that like places that are genuine and don't lose their like sense of identity are the ones that attract more people and are and yeah. So that's it. That's my comment on this one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
8:15.
8.
Okay, guys, I don't know if some of you have questions or some want to share their experiences. I know that some of you have co-working here, some other did Erasmus in Spain. Is everybody shy or everybody tired and feeling there we need dinner? No questions?
Come on, there's always questions.
There's always questions.
There is always questions.
Always questions.
They're just shy. The first question, because in Portugal, nobody asks the first question.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
always an issue with the first
You can
question.
do the first question to them.
I can ask a first question.
Yes.
Gonçalo, it's much for you.
Damn.
Xavi, you can always answer to. How is the image of Portuguese? I'm a local, and I'm very Paris. How is the image of Portuguese in the world? You are more travel, but I have an image that Portuguese are well known everywhere. It's my image,
Yeah.
but what is the image out there?
Hey boss, where are you from? Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo! What else? Cristiano Ronaldo! That's the image of Portugal in Asia.
There is another person that is Portuguese for the Spanish guys, Fernando Magalhães.
Maybe. Yeah, no, actually, it depends from the places, let's be honest. For example, in Malaysia, there is Malacca, and we had a strong presence there, and there is a Portuguese quarter, and they love Portuguese. They're like, hey, you are our ancestor. Like, yeah, 500 years ago. We haven't done a good job around here. So, but yeah, like, everyone likes us. That's like everywhere. I never felt, besides Poland, because we keep winning matches on football to them, and they sometimes goes bad. But besides Poland, Poland is fun. Most of the people that don't like football in Poland love Portuguese. The ones that like football. But no, everywhere I just felt love, to be honest. Like in Asia they don't know much about us. The education is not great. They are more focused locally. They just know Cristiano Ronaldo, to be honest. But in Bali there is Portuguese restaurants in Bali, which is insane. At least 3 by now. But just in Malaysia, I felt a lot of knowledge from Portugal because of Malacca, a previous colony from Portugal. But besides there, they don't know much, to be honest. Just T-shirts from Cristiano Ronaldo. But I tried to educate them. I told them we also have pistache nata.
The best one.
Yeah, from a Spanish point of view, it's like it's a really sad relationship what we have with Portugal.
Yes, yes.
Because it's like we don't know anything about Portugal, and we are just neighbors. You know, it's like before coming here, I had one Portuguese friend, Paulo. But beside Paulo, I didn't know any more Portuguese, and I didn't know anyone that knew any Portuguese or that knew anything about Portugal. And all my friends, they were like, they've been to Lisbon, but you know, this kind of traveling to one city, getting Ryanair, going there, doing the free tour, going back. That's not like, I don't know, that's not learning about the country or the culture or anything. So I was really surprised when I arrived here. To be honest, I didn't have any expectations because I didn't know anything about the country, and that's, I don't know, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. In the school they don't teach us about like Portuguese history, for example. We go into like French Revolution, you know, blah blah blah, and then we start from there. Like seriously, no, I'm just it's like that, and I feel that it's really sad because we have like many things in common. When I arrived here, it's like I felt like home, like, you know, it's like it's really similar to Spain, like in many just you have dinner a bit earlier, that's the only difference, but but the rest is like really similar. So now when I like send pictures to my friends about Ericeira, like or the coast, or they're like, wow, this looks like I was like a couple months ago, I was in with my girlfriend in Praia da Ursa. One Wednesday it was empty, and I was posting like some pictures on Instagram, and people were like, you're kidding, this is Portugal? And I was like, yes man, this is Portugal. And I was surprised because I didn't know about these really nice places that are everywhere. So the image we have about Portugal is in Spain is no image. It's like because we don't, I don't know, they don't teach about Portugal in the school or anywhere. It's kind of, yeah, you're just there, you're doing your business, we are doing our business on the other side, and that's it. That's it.
The history of Portugal and Spanish are too much connected.
Not in a good way, anyway.
And we hate when people say
The two sides. And the
we
good
come
and
from
the bad
Spain.
way.
Yes, yes.
Now, I mean, I have my friend Paulo now. Like he's living in Barcelona, and he was like giving me some tips. Actually, he was the one like because I was saying like, look, man, I want to move to Portugal, like because like yeah, I'm working from home, so I'm gonna change country. And he was like, go to Ericeira. I've never been here, but I just packed my stuff and I came here. Like I googled where is this? Okay, here I'm going. And he was the one like telling me to come in here. I didn't know where to go. The only thing I knew about Portugal is like, okay, I don't like big cities. I'm not going to Porto. I'm not going to Lisbon, because if I go to Porto and Lisbon, I stay in Barcelona and life will be easier, you know, less struggle. But I didn't know anything. So that's kind of sad from a Spanish point of view. Now that I know the country and the culture, is like, what are we doing? It's like we could do like many things, like business and moving like from one place to another and like sharing more culture and sharing a lot of things. But yeah, that's how it is now. Yeah.
A follow-up question. If you didn't have, what would you do if you didn't have Paulo to give you tips?
You would be lost around.
Actually, yeah. I mean, Paulo was asking to some friends of him, and they were saying, yeah, go to the same place. But yeah, I don't know. Probably I wouldn't have come here. To be honest, I was like, I was thinking in going somewhere warmer, and then I came to this weather. But that's another thing. And then yeah, maybe if it wasn't here, probably it was like South Italy, or like, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. That was like the only option because I got him, but I didn't think in anything else. Yeah.
just come really
It's
spontaneous.
fun how it is a snowball.
Yeah.
The person
Anyone
knows
else?
and just goes.
Has a question?
I could pick one. Both of you.
No, you know me. You can ask at home.
Yeah, so besides community, co-working spaces, sports, what are other aspects from a city that you are looking for when choosing a new place? What other aspects besides co-working spaces, community,
Dancing.
that you are looking for?
For me, good food.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah,
for
seriously,
children.
like.
And wine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go to. I'm not gonna go to one place for go to McDonald's. It's like no, never. I mean, never. I'm gonna just. I go to one place and it's like, okay, what is local here? It's like this. It's like, yeah, I don't know. What is this? Meat, fish? It's like, yeah, like basic description. Okay, it's fine. That's it for me. It's like it's really good. I mean, if it's cheap, like here, it's like, oh my god, just. You know, give me, yeah, seriously, it's like that for me. That's and then I don't know, like yeah, maybe good bars, but real ones, not like these Irish pub, you know. Not that, yeah, seriously, not like really, this really like fancy place where they do like they put some spinach in the blender and it's like €8 for like this smoothie. No, don't give me real stuff, like something real, something like not like I don't know, like.
Like Barzinho?
Yeah, they are starting to get like this a little bit, but no, it's still real. But yeah, like real places, not like fancy, modern, blah blah blah. You know, like yeah, that's why I'm here, and I'm not in Lisbon, for example, or like big cities that are like more. I don't know. Let's say I don't know if it's the correct like description or word, but contaminated by tourism. You know. Like okay, Airbnb and hotels and like fancy places with like, you know, these kind of stuff. I don't like that.
Do you also take into account like the price quality of life from those cities? Like
Yeah.
okay, if it's cheap, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
How's the renting and
Yeah, if I was for me it was really important not going to cities anymore. I mean, pollution prices are higher for renting place, like for like renting a flat or whatever. Restaurants and like life is way more expensive in a city than in a town. And in my case, I just need Wi-Fi, so it doesn't really matter where I'm living. So for me it was really important the quality of like being able to go to the supermarket in 5 minutes, go walking everywhere. Not having pollution, you know, like in sense of like traffic and industries and like a lot of people around. And yeah, for example, these like with this COVID in Lisbon, they're locked down, and here we are just. So that's the, you know, that's that's good about not being in the city. That was like quality of life for me was like clue choice.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a big mistake. We stayed in Lisbon. So stupid. You know everything. Like, what should I tell you? I think what we are looking for, again, it's people. It's about people. I found amazing people in the village of 300 people in Italy. I find amazing people in Bali. I find amazing people in Poland. It's about people. If the people are not nice, for example, Vietnam, there was no connection. The local people were not as friendly to us, so we moved away. It's people, always people. And food and wine. When we went back to Europe, it was like cheese and wine everywhere. Yes, I want cheese. I want wine. There is no cheese or wine in Asia. It's very sad. A glass of wine is like 10 euros in Bali, and I was crying the money while I was drinking because it was like the same as cacho fresco. That's 2 euros in Continente, and they charged me 10 euros for a cup, and I was like, wow. And then I came back to Portugal, and I was happy with that.
Okay, guys. I will do the last question because it's too late, and I feel that people looks like need food. So, important points I understand from Xavi was the language. When you arrive in a country, you really needed to feel integrated, right? And also for you was people. For you, we also know it. But taking these 2 points, language and people, I want to ask you, Xavi, because you've been in Speak as a participant, as an ambassador of events. How was your experience here in Ericeira? And how do you feel that it contributes to introduce yourself here in a local community?
Yeah, for me, Speak was really important to through the language groups from Speak. Was really important to like get to know a little bit more about Portuguese culture, because it's not about like learning the language, but as well like learning. You learn the language, you practice with the teachers, with the buddies, but at the same way you're like learning about the culture. So that was kind of important for me, like to learn more about like how people live here, what are the Portuguese, I don't know, ways of understanding life and stuff like this. That was really cool. So for me. Was really important that it's not about like getting language classes. I mean, it's not about like going to a teacher and like it's about like when you go to a Speak like language exchange is about everything, like the chance you have as well to meeting other Portuguese that are willing to learn English. So it's kind of getting in contact with local people. That was for me. That was like the most like useful or the most like characteristic like a thing of it. And that was like that was like what I liked the most actually. Yeah, that was it.
So Gonçalo, you don't know too much about Speak. Now you know a little bit. Hope to see you in the next events if you are around. Not just here, because we have events in other cities. Right now we are more online. You can join us in online events also. But you can be wait, because we have Speak in around 24 cities, correct me if I'm wrong, 24? 26. Yeah, open now Madrid and in Dublin.
Really cool.
So if you want to have a look and know it better, you know already our website too. So guys, thank you for joining us and keep sharing your world, okay? Thank you all to be here also, and thank you to Maikai to give us the spot.
Thank you to Daniel
And the guys who film all the events. Danielle, thank you so much. So, see you soon.